know that Mariah, you had it open. Yeah, we're good to go. Mariah had it open for our power hour we did earlier, so I wasn't sure whether I was going to be able to just take over, but I did. All right. So I know that I also want to prop this because you guys feel really low. I know that we're doing the tracker group right now, and I know that I went live in there today. I didn't yell at you guys. I just kind of had some honest talk. And was just telling you that, there's a difference between being in a tracker group and posting your empty tracker and posting a filled in tracker. And if it was just an empty tracker, then we wouldn't have a group because we all know what the tracker looks like. So the point of the group is to help you with that accountability and so that you're actually doing the things that you need to do to push your business forward and then therefore seeing results. And I talked a little bit about how, there's this whole circular flow of seeing potential in something, and then you take action and you get some results, which builds your belief and builds that certainty and that potential that you saw. And so you believe it has even more potential. And so then you keep going, right? And it's a circular thing. And then the more action you take, the bigger results that you're going to get, the bigger belief that you have. And then you see even more potential. And honestly, that's exactly how I got started in coaching, right? Saw this as something that oh, okay, it's helped me. Maybe it could help somebody else. Might as well put myself out there. Go ahead, invited people, got some love, got some people in my challenge groups, was like, okay, this works. And then I was like, what if, right? And I was like, what if I went crazy town, just balls to the wall and invited for a while and got this thing going. And that's what I did. And within that, then I saw bigger results, right? And I saw the bigger picture of, okay, now I think I can leave my job. And so it just kept going down that circular motion of, okay, this is how it works. And this pretty much goes for anything in life. But I find that I have so many people that get started in this business that are you sit there with them for 15, 20 minutes, right? Talking to them about how they're not happy about where they are currently in their life. They're not happy about currently where they are in their finances. They, wish that they could, be home with their kids instead of dropping them off at daycare, spending unnecessary money out of their paychecks, being frustrated and unfulfilled at work, coming home and then not having enough energy for their own family, and just repeating that Groundhog Day every day. Or maybe it's that they've got debt and it's just soul crushing, right? But they're telling me about this, and they're saying that they're so stoked to do this and to help other people, and they're passionate about it, and that they can't wait to get in the best shape themselves and the best shape financially and to go after this. And then they go to reach out and they don't reach out, and then they don't see results. And then what happens is they start to give up on themselves. They start to lose that vision that they originally had when they first signed up because they aren't seeing those results. And so one of the reasons why we've created this tracker group, and I think we're going to do it each month, but one of the reasons we've created it is because I know as a coach that if you're just getting started or if you've just recommitted to your business, if you can help 3 people in a month, then your belief is going to go up. The fun is going to start happening. But so many people quit before that fun even starts, right? This business becomes fun when you have running buddies. This business becomes fun when you get to mentor people. But it also becomes fun when you're not dragging and pulling and pushing people, but you legitimately have somebody right behind you, that is going to be able to pass you that baton so you can grab and keep going, right? It's those people that you want in your business, but you're never going to find them if you don't invite them. And so I know that that's the part of the tracker that everybody leaves off. Oh, I'm brand new. I don't have any people that are following me yet. Oh, I'm brand new. I don't, know anyone. Or, oh, I already went through my list of 30. Or I've been a coach for a long time and everybody knows this and I've asked everybody and everybody says no. Or I'm not sure how to add more people to my following and grow my, social media and all of that stuff. And listen, the thing is that if I'm able to figure this out, if somebody I don't know, Christina Battaglia or Melanie Mitro or Michael Folsom, if you guys listened to her national wake up call this morning, it was bomb.com. And I highly recommend going back and listening to it again. But, if these people can do this, if Ashley Feld Dyson can do it, if Kate Schultes can do it, if these people can go out there and do this business if they can figure out how to grow their brand, if they can figure out how to gain followers, if they can figure out how to invite people and have them say yes, then so can you. And there's nothing keeping you from doing that except for your own limiting belief or what you think that you're worth, right? So maybe you're thinking you're not enough, or maybe you're thinking you're not good enough, or maybe you're just thinking that you just don't know, or whatever that is. But whatever that limiting belief is what is squandering you from taking that action, which is then killing your results and killing your belief. And then that whole thought process of why you even got started in the first place goes away. So the only way I know to combat that is to actually take action, right? To actually start doing the things. And the really awesome part about the tracker group is that you've got everybody in there doing it with you, right? So if you go to post your tracker and you're like, yeah, I didn't get all my invites out. Here's why. Can somebody help me real quick? I want to bust this out before the end of the night. Then do that. Or reach out to somebody else in the group and say, hey, will you jump on a Zoom with me real quick and like do this, right? Like jump out to ask one of your peers. Ask one of your peers for help. You guys are doing the same thing. Like lean in on each other. And instead of pulling away anytime this business isn't like, whoop, snap your fingers, you're a millionaire. Instead of like just being like, oh, doesn't work. I did this for like a month. And by doing it for a month, I mean like I kind of did my workouts. I didn't really show my results. I posted to social like once a week and I never invited anybody else. That's not fucking doing your business. I'm sorry for the swearing, but that's not fucking doing your business. And I am a little frustrated because I've had people in the last couple days tell me that they're stepping back from coaching and they're stepping back because they went all in. And I'm like, you didn't go all in. And I'm completely okay with telling them that to their faces. And I have. You did not go all in. You did not do the things. You did not do the things. But you guys, we have now created a group for you to do all the things. So get the fucking tracker group, build your freaking tracker. If you need help doing the tracker, like I said, whatever. But I'm going to go over a few things with you. Okay. So let's start with posting. Guys, if you were not on Carly's call, when was that? Like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever. It was the 10th of February. Go listen to that call. I love it when she started talking about, do you have that balance of business, fitness, and entertainment? And if you don't, if you don't have the entertainment piece, then it's probably pretty true to the fact that like your likes are probably down or like your followers aren't like growing, right? And if you don't have the business part of it, chances are you're having a hard time recruiting builders. And if you don't have the fitness part of it, chances are your challenge groups are empty, right? So it all kind of works together and you have to have that fine balance. And consistency is so key, and we talk about that all the time, and showing your daily behaviors. And the tracker even lines out to you like exactly what you should be posting each day. But I had this thought this morning and I was talking to Ryan about it. I always used to say like your post should educate, empower, entertain, right? And so if your 3 posts are business, entertainment, and fitness, and anything that goes into those categories that's you, then what if every post that you put within those had a subcategory of empowering, entertaining, or educating, right? And so what if you actually turned that around and applied it to your stories too? So then you're mixing things up, but you're staying consistent. And the reason you would do this is because then you're not becoming so monotonous. You're not becoming so boring. It helps you be a little bit more creative. It helps you to have a little bit more fun. And so let me give you an example of that. So let's say I drink Energize every morning and I post it to social, which I do, right? And for a long time there, every single day I was showing up and I was playing music and dancing and singing, lip syncing basically, to drinking my pre-workout and saying, oh, it's my go-go juice. Well, I got sick of it because first of all, I was sick of like looking for a song every time that I hadn't done before. So then it started to become something that wasn't as fun anymore, right? It was something that I was like, oh, God, now I got to like figure out what song I'm doing. This is like wasting my time. Like I can't even jump into my workout yet because I have to do this. So what I did instead is I changed it. So now I had educate, empower, entertain while I'm drinking my pre-workout. So that, sorry, there was like a weird bug that just flew towards me. I don't know what it was. Please don't be in my hair. That was really funny. Sorry, guys. I just freaked out. Here, let's take a picture while we're all here, though, because that's fun. All right. So, guys, what I decided to do is I was like, how can I turn my pre-workout into something that, like, yes, I'm showing up daily and people are seeing that I'm doing it daily, but they're not just like swiping by because they're like, oh yeah, there's Joan doing her, like, singing thing again this morning, or whatever. Like, if I'm bored with it, I'm guessing my audience is bored with it, right? So instead, what I did is like, okay, if I'm going to entertain, if I am into it and I'm singing a song in the morning, then sure, I will do my pre-workout to that. But if not, maybe I just talk to the camera while I'm holding my pre-workout and I'm just talking to them about my day. So they've got this thing in my hand and they're curious about what that is. Or maybe I actually take some time to educate them that day and I tell them exactly what it is and how it helps me. Or maybe I go over to TikTok and I do some weird ass like thing that I did this morning, like, addicted to mayo thing. That was so funny. Like, I was literally crying laughing. Like, addicted to mayonnaise. Like, but like, you know what I mean? Like, there's things that make me uniquely me too. Like the things that I think are funny. And so that's still sharing a little bit about me. But within that, I was able to change it up, but still show that this is a consistent part of my routine. But my routine doesn't have to be boring and the same thing every day. And within that particular category of what I'm showing, I can empower, I can educate, I can entertain. Does that all make sense? Rad. Okay. So that's number one, is be posting consistently, but post like yourself and make sure you're doing those 3 categories, but be intentional with your posts and make sure that you're going in there and thinking about what you're posting about and really truly being authentic and sharing yourself and not just what you think somebody needs to hear to sign up with you. Okay. Because if you are posting to attract people, chances are you're attracting no one because you are putting out a marketing campaign. You're not sharing yourself. And in order to be somebody that is considered somebody that you know, like, and trust, which is the people that people want to do business with, you need to share yourself. The good, the bad, the stupid, the ugly, like everything. If there's things that you do on a daily basis that maybe your spouse looks at you and is like, you're a freaking weirdo, you should probably be sharing that. The weirder you get on Instagram, I swear to God, the more followers you get. Okay, so that's number one. And then think about this too with your posts. How can I solve their problem? How can I solve their problem? What problem did I have before? Right? How has this helped me? How has this fixed my life in some way? How has this motivated me? I was the girl, and it reminded me today during Micah's call that like I was never consistent with my workouts ever. I always started and stopped, but then somehow I become a coach, and 6 years later, I've worked out 6 days a week for like 6 years. Like, what? And I don't ever talk about that, but that's something I could talk about, right? And so there's things like that. Also, if you are wording your posts in that way, make sure you have like a grabbing headline, right? That's like, I used to suffer from this. And then you can talk about it. Here's what I found, right? And then like that way people can see that, they can relate to you, they can like your post, you can start actual conversations with them based on that post, not just always a call to action. You'll notice the call to action posts don't really work all that great in this day and age with like how social media has changed. And back in the day, I could throw up a CTA like 3 times a week and fill my challenge groups. And it's just not like that anymore. So you kind of have to just be more of yourself, and that's what gets people to start relating to you. And I think it was so funny. I don't know if she talked about it today. I think she did. And it was already in my notes to talk to you guys about on tonight's team call, which was just, for all of the new people on here, you may not have heard it, but for those who've been around, you've heard me say it like a billion times that, if you put a post up and you were talking about like a barbecue that you're having at your house and you're just like, everybody's welcome, like drop what you want to bring in the comments, right? Maybe a few of your best friends would go ahead and like drop a comment like, yeah, I'll be there at noon, or like, I'm bringing pasta salad, or like, hook it up, can't wait to eat that good ass barbecue, whatever they might say to you, right? Ah! There's the bug again. It is one of those dinosaur bugs, like one of the dinosaur looking bugs, like that I think if I crushed it, it'll actually stink or something. And flying around. I've got pterodactyls while I'm doing this call, like seriously. And yeah, it's a fucking pterodactyl stink bug flying around my house, like attacking my head while I'm trying to train you guys. Okay, so what I was gonna say is that might happen, but the majority of your friendships on social media are not going to show up at your house. And in fact, they're not gonna comment. They might not even like your post. And then on top of that, they're not gonna show up because they do not think that you are talking to them, okay? But if you went out and you said to them, hey, not sure if you saw my post today, I have this rad barbecue that I'm having at my house this week. It's going to be awesome. We're going to do horseshoes. We're going to have like flip cup. We're going to have a DJ. We're going to have so many good eats. Like, you should come. What do you think that person would say then? They would say, oh, really? Like, tell me more about it. When is it? Right? because now you've actually invited them. So when we are talking about inviting and you go to fill out your tracker, I do not mean putting up a post. That is not inviting, okay? Inviting is actually going out there and inviting somebody, okay? And you can do that many different ways. So now, who do we have? Oh, the other thing, and I'll say this towards the end, never mind. The other thing is, when you reach out to somebody, and she said it multiple times today, but make sure that you're reaching out to them in a way that you wouldn't feel like that if you got reached out to that way, that you would feel good about, right? So I think it was Danae's call, like National Wake Up Call a long time ago. And she talked about walking into like a grocery store. And like, if you walked into a grocery store, would you ever walk up to somebody like in the vegetable section and be like, oh my God, dude, I see that like you're like actually eating veggies too. That's rad. Like you must like your health and fitness. Do you have any goals? Like, do you want to jump in my group? You would never fucking say that in real life. So why do you feel it's okay to go and message somebody directly and just be like, hey, like I saw that you worked out yesterday. Do you want to join my challenge group? You wouldn't do that. But you would walk up to somebody and be like, oh my God, I love your freaking leggings. Where did you get those? Like, and by doing so, that person is going to feel like, wow, I look good today. I dressed well. I've got good taste. You know what I mean? You just complimented them. Plus, it's something I'm actually interested in. Like, I wouldn't just say it out of the blue. Like, if I think their pants are ugly AF, I'm not going to message them talking about their pants, right? So, like, you're not being inauthentic. And then you have this whole connection piece that you have, and then you can continue to like their stuff and continue the conversation with them, and then you can invite. That's one way of doing it. And that's the way that I used to do it in the beginning of this business that worked very, very, very well for me. I made the connection. I commented about something on their page. We talked about stuff. Eventually, it would lead to me asking them if they wanted to join my group, right? Looking for that open door. Now, if you are somebody who, when starting a conversation with somebody, feels like I feel like they only think that I'm talking to them because like they want me to buy something from them or whatever. And I will tell you, I've been on the receiving end of messages at times where somebody's messaged me and they're just like, hi. And you're like, I don't really talk to you and I don't know who you are. Like, what do you want from me? Right? Like there's that wall that immediately goes up. So if you feel like that's the case and you're feeling that, the person on the other end is also going to feel that. So I would say that's at the point where you just want to get that elephant out of the room. Hey, you know what? You popped up in my news feed. I know we've been friends on here for a while, but we haven't really chatted. It might be freaking awkward that I'm messaging you right now, but at the same time, like, I know I never would have reached out. Not sure if you saw my post about my group that's coming up or if you have any health and fitness goals, right? Like, that's such an easy invite. And if they're like, not interested this time, then you're like, that's all right, cool. I saw this happen the other day, like blah, 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 blah. Continue the conversation so that you're not just messaging them about just that. And then when you follow up with them, say a week or two down the line, you can talk to them again about life and build that relationship. And then the next month, then you can go back to them with a follow-up that says something along the lines of like, I know you weren't ready last month, but like, I just thought I would check in again. And it's not going to be weird because you've had multiple connection points where you're actually chatting to each other like human beings. Cool? Capiche? Awesome. All right. So what I would also like to talk about is how are we doing this? Because like, I know, you know, like as a new coach, you're like, okay, that's great that we're talking about inviting. It's great that we're talking about following up. And if I had invited all these people, then I would know who I need to follow up with, but I'm not even sure like who I should be inviting at this point. And then you're telling me like, do cold invites, but do cold invites, but talk to this person, but don't. Stop overthinking it. Like just talk to people. Just talk to people. Like literally just talk to people. I mean, if you were brand new, I would say make a list, like your coach has told you, of 20 to 30 people that you would just love to have in the group with you, or your best friends or your family members or whoever those people are, so that you can reach out to them and you can just be like, dude, I want you in this group with me. I just signed up for this shit. I have no idea what I'm doing, but it's going to be freaking awesome and you should come do it with me. Like that's all you need to say, right? What are the details? I don't know. All I know is my coach got these results. Look, and that's it. And then they're like, okay, I'll do it with you, right? Like you don't have to complicate it. Just make it really easy. And then the other thing you can do is ask mom and dad to help out. Ask your, brothers and sisters, ask your cousins, ask family members, ask, people in your community. Do you sit next to a bunch of other parents watching sports or watching dance classes? Do you have like PTA meetings that you go to? Are you part of like intramural sports? Are you on golf league or bowling league? Do you go to like I don't know, wherever, like places often. That's what you want to do. You want to talk to those people and just like, just don't be weird about it. That's where you get started. But once you've gotten through that point, then it's time to start expanding your audience on social media and to start reaching out at the same time that you're expanding that, right? Because you don't want to like just reach out to all of the people that you're friends with on Facebook, for instance, or reach out to every single person that follows you on Instagram and then be like, well, I reached out to them all. I don't know. None of them are in. I'm done. I don't know what to do. Right? Like, no, you have to start expanding your audience at the same time so you don't run out of people. One of the best ways you can do that is by friending friends of friends. And you can do that so simply through Instagram and through Facebook. And really, I would just go and look in their, look in their following or look in their friends list and say, okay, who would I actually be friends with in real life? Who would I not mind sharing a bed with at Summit at this next event, right? Like, who looks like they're my people, not a total freaking weirdo that I would be like, ew, and now she's at this event with me and I'm scared and I need to run for my life, but who is my actual human, right? And so go and reach out to them, just friend them, just friend them, just friend them, just friend them, and follow them. Right? And then you can put them in your followers list over on Instagram, or you can put them in a list over on Facebook, or you can write down those new people, or you can just go down your list of recently added, and then you can put them as a follow-up in your Teamsy account or in whatever system you use, Asana, Paper Pen, spreadsheets, whatever you use. So whatever you use, and then they're in there. You're like, I added that person, so I'm going to say 2 weeks later, I'm going to pop in and say hi to them. Okay. And that's it. You're just going to connect with them. And that way you're still working on all those people who've already been your friends for a while. And I look at it this way. If somebody is on my Facebook as a friend, if somebody follows my stories, if somebody follows me on Instagram, that is my storefront. That is my storefront. And if somebody, let's just put this in real life terms. If you owned a shop down on Commercial Street in Portland, Maine, right? And somebody walked into it, would you say hi and ask them how you can help them, or would you just ignore them? You would say hi to them, right? You would talk to them. You'd build that relationship. It wouldn't be weird. They walked into your store. If somebody is following you, they're seeing what you are doing. It is okay to send an invite. And that's where that kind of cold invite thing does happen, but it's not really a cold invite. So all those people who are watching your stories, all those people who are liking your posts, those people that you know have been following you for a while because they're not in your recently added friends and they're not in your recently added followers, like those are the people that you message and you're like, hey sister, seen you've been following me for a while. Like, you in this next group? And they're gonna know exactly what you're talking about if you are doing your job of showing up every single day and going down that tracker and sharing your daily life and sharing your nutrition and sharing your workouts and sharing the products that you use and showing your personality and talking about what you do, talking about the hustle, talking about the challenge groups, showing what's happening in your challenge groups. Again, go back to Carly's call. That was so good. That is literally like your job, right? This business is really, 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 really easy. You do your workout and you drink your shake, you show up, you share that with people. That's it. That's what you do. That is your job. And you have so many people that aren't doing it because they're like, oh, like, I don't know what to post, or I don't know what to do, or I don't know who to talk to. And you are all the CEO of your own business. You all are responsible for your business, whether it fails or whether it grows. We all have the same tools and resources at our disposal. And the difference between those that succeed and those that don't, unfortunately, isn't, intelligence, and it isn't know-how, and it isn't, that they aren't like as good as the next person. It's simply that they just didn't put the action in. And I love New Year because like the New Year is always like, woohoo, it's the new year. And everybody's so pumped and they create their vision boards and they put their goals out there and everybody's like, yeah, this is so rad. And then how many people have gotten to February and already you're starting to make excuses for yourself? You're already starting to make excuses for yourself and not showing up the way that you told yourself you were January 1. And the thing is, if you're not showing up for yourself, if you're making those excuses, your business, your life is not going to look any different a year from now. Right? You have to think about those excuses that you're making. How many of you say, yeah, but? Like, Yeah, but she's successful because she doesn't have kids, so she can spend more time on this. Yeah, but she doesn't have a full-time job, so she can do this more often. Yeah, but she already has crazy results with her health and fitness journey, so she's got that before and after to lean on, so, like, she can just do better with this. Yeah, but that person has a better upline and a stronger downline, and so they're cycling more, so that's why they're making more money. Or yeah, but yeah, like, next time you see, like, you hear yourself saying that, or that, "Oh, I'm tired, I'll do this later." Like, ev George is making weird noises over there. Every time you hear those excuses, remind yourself how easy this is. Remind yourself that this is super fun. You're just connecting with people and being better yourself. Remind yourself that you have a tool called a tracker that you can literally just go down. And if you want to build your business and you just do that every day, you will grow your business. But if you want to grow your business faster, you 10x that shit, right? Okay. I think that's most of what I have. But just in case, list of people you have to get started, the followers and friends that you currently have. Add new, because there's only 4 aces in one deck. Your post likers, your story watchers. People's birthdays are a great time to reach out to them. Okay. All of those certain things are things that you can be reaching out, and how you can find new people to talk to. And you can find new people in real life as well. And so those are the people you invite. Inviting becomes a lot easier when you're actually showing up for yourself in your workouts, when you're actually doing the things, because then when you're sharing, you actually have something to share too, right? And your belief goes up because you're like, oh, I'm feeling good. I'm looking good. I'm seeing these results. I know what it can do for somebody else. And then you're going online and you're talking about how you can, how this solved X, Y, and Z for you. And then your people are seeing that and realizing it could solve it for them too. And then you're reaching out to them and they already know what you're doing because you're posting consistently. When you do it all together, it just becomes so easy. And I mean, how many people saw that during 80-day obsession? Right? Like, your business exploded, your fitness exploded, your belief exploded, your income exploded, like everything moved up. It's a rising tide. So start with your fitness, start sharing your social the way I just told you to in the beginning of this call. Start reaching out and inviting. And you guys can always go and look up how to invite on YouTube. You can go to our different resources. You can watch old team calls. You can go and watch old national wake up calls. There's so many resources and things out there for you to use. But the basis of it is just use that tracker. And if you're scared, reach out to somebody who can help you push through that fear, because it's probably just fear that's keeping you on the other side of what you want. Any questions? I survived the bug attack of 2020. By the way, what is this hairdo? I look like I have a comb over. I'm like Donald Trump. Courtney, tracker question that might be dumb, but it says on the not BB one, the one Shannon shared, has a place to check in with SP and SP's name at the top. So what is SP? So that is your sponsor, like your sponsored coach. So that would be Meg for you. So checking in with Meg. But you don't have to, like, if you guys aren't going to fill out something on the thing, that's the one I'm okay with, especially if you're posting your tracker, because that's kind of you checking in. Oh, yeah, it could be your success partner. Your success partner would be a good one. Do you have a success partner? Ooh, you guys should start dating each other. We should have an event like this where we like drink wine on Zoom and we play the dating game music, and like we literally have people like choose who their partner's gonna be. Like, it'd be so fun. Aurora says, what is a success partner? So a success partner is just another person in this business, typically around the same rank as you, that, is gonna help you and work with you just like, your best friend would, to like get you to your goals in real life, or like, your spouse would, like giving you that support, helping you, pushing you, making sure you're staying accountable to your goals, like that sort of thing. So you don't want to just like look at somebody and be like, you're my success partner. Like you kind of want to like whore yourself out a little bit and like date around and like make sure that that person is a good fit for you. Make sure that they're like the type of person that like you feel like you can like share your secrets with and like you can really talk to and be honest with, and that you're not going to like get like butt hurt if they tell you the truth too, because that's what your success partner is there for. Right? Like, like Christina will be like, "Can I be honest with you?" And I'm like, "Please do," and then she just drops the hammer down on me and I'll be like, "Can I be honest with you?" And then, I'll just tell her like how it is. So like that's what a success partner does. Or they show up and they go, "Dude, are you in Success Club yet?" Or like, "Have you gotten your invites done today? Do you want to jump on a call and do like some invites together?" Like that sort of thing. Or like, "Hey, I looked at your social media lately and it sucks. Have you posted lately?" Like, you know what I mean? Those sorts of things are things that success partners do. It's an honest business relationship where you help push each other forward towards your goals. Anyone else? I have no idea what time it is because this hides my time. Oh my God, you guys, I did this call in 30 minutes. All right. I was shorter than the national wake up call today. That was out of control. Fucking hour-long national wake-up call. Since when? I mean, it was amazing, and I'll re-listen to it over and over again, but I can't believe they didn't cut her off. All right, so who has their tracker posted in the tracker group already, and who doesn't? And if you don't, go get that shit posted. Okay, I love you all. Goodbye.